We've got to thank the club because to allow us to have a mid-season camp away from the hustle and the bustle of Pretoria and Johannesburg allows us to be in a secluded space and get to work in a more quiet and controlled environment. We are able to have one-on-one meetings with the players where we, of course, not only review past performances, even with the old players, where we check some of their performances for their previous clubs, but we also try to map a way in relation to how we envisage ourselves playing for the next half of the season. So from that perspective, I think we can be extremely satisfied. This allows us to not only give a refresher to the main squad and the players that have been here before, but also to induct the new players. So from an induction perspective, I think it's gone extremely well. We've then also looked at it from a social perspective where we also try to integrate the new players into the core group of the team. Even though we've got a couple of absentees who are doing duty for the respective national teams, but it was still very important that the new players get to acclimatize, understand the environment, meet their teammates. Then we build these relationships and these dynamics, which has allowed us and which this camp has allowed us to do, and we are very happy. When we closed the season having played 30 games already. And then of course the 3 weeks, and scientifically the research speaks about a drop-off of about 10% every 7 days. So within 3 weeks you anticipate there's a drop-off of about 30-35% from a physical conditioning, and so we are not very, very far. And to try to build that means that we focus a lot more within this phase of the camp from a tactical perspective. But that also means trying to play games where we also try to build the capacity from a motor mechanical type of perspective, where we want a repetition of actions a little bit more frequently with very little intervals. And the quality of those actions within a certain amount of time, and we then build that up with each friendly game. We are very satisfied with what we see from the players and the response that they've given, because they've really put in a lot of hard work behind the scenes, and we move with the friendly games and prioritize the technical aspects, because, as I said, fortunately the players are not so far behind from a conditioning perspective. We've been very clear with regards to what the club is trying to do in dropping the average age of the squad, and of course when you look at this thing from a long-term perspective, we want to be able to have a team that can compete, and not only compete in the immediate, but sustain ability to perform and win trophies for an extended period of time. And that means that the age bracket of the players we try to incorporate into the squad are players that are a little bit younger, of course, and players that show incredible potential, who we feel we can work hard on to improve. And hopefully in the next few years, they can give Mamelodi Sundowns a lot of success and sustained success. And Tash, Zuko, and Mateus Esquivel, they tick that box. But of course, then, when you have a player like Thembinkosi Lorch, who's available in the market and can give you immediate output and help the team to work towards its objectives, of course you have to try to see how possible that is, and we want to thank his former club for dealing with the transfer with integrity and respect, and of course that's how we also try to treat every single club with respect and integrity in what was not an easy transfer to make. But I think the respect that comes and the cooperation that exists between both clubs, Mamelodi Sundowns and our hierarchy and the Motsepe family, with Orlando Pirates, allowed it to take place, and of course we are delighted to have recruited a player of his stature and his magnitude, because he comes in, of course, with heavy expectations and the pressure to deliver. But he is that type of player, and big things can be expected from him.